Microphone check, microphone check. I don't wanna hear any static on that bitch. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Buddha. Remember Buddha? We are back with the final episode of Fly on the Wall for this year. We will be back in 2024. I wanted to start off this episode by saying a big thank you to everyone who really invested their time in watching this and sharing it and liking it and commenting on it and posting about it. I even gained a few subscribers so far. And my page went from 0 to 100 followers. I know that's not the most, but it is definitely growth and it's organic. I'm grateful for everybody. Thank you for helping fuel what I'm trying to do here, because a lot of this podcast stuff is going to bleed into the music and likewise with the music back into the podcast. So thank you for being connected. Thank you for watching what we got going on. We got a lot more coming next year. Thank you to all the artists and, just people in general who came on to the show for the interviews. It's been a blast having you guys over. I know a lot of you guys. We hang out. We work on music together. We do a bunch of shit along those lines. And, it means a lot to me that you gave up some of your time to spend with me and talk about yourself and share yourself and be a little vulnerable. And, I'm grateful for y'all. So thank you. Everyone who had an interview on Fly on the Wall. I think Kayam was the first episode, and then the last one that we did was of an interview was with Nate, and, I'm grateful for that, so thank you. I can't be more fucking gracious for what you've given me with that, and, same to those watching, and I need y'all probably more than anybody else is those watching. This St. Louis stuff, this St. Louis music community, there's only a few people that get talked about, and I think that there's a lot more to show. I think there's a lot more to share. So I'm trying to shed a light on those that I think kind of deserve it and kind of deserve an opportunity to get a little more of a platform, including myself. I think I deserve a little bit of a platform personally. I make a lot of really cool shit, and it's me giving you me. So I just want people to enjoy that, and I hope that this podcast can help you enjoy that. So for that, I thank you. I'm going to shut the fuck up on the thank you for right now. I don't want it to last too fucking long. But yeah, it's not easy doing this kind of shit. So having people back you in any kind of sense means a lot, man. I really only keep my heart out and my eyes out for people like that who show me love and kind of, we live such a short life, man. And what I'm trying to do, it kind of deserves attention in a way. Maybe not deserves. That's probably a horrible word to use. It should garner attention. I have a good message to share. And I think, the people who are behind that and helping me get there, because we are getting there. But the ones who are there for me and helping me get there, I am so grateful for you. I wish I could give you a big fucking hug. But with that being said, let's move on to the episode. I'll give you some sweet nothings at the end too. You know me, I'm always doing something with the words, man. But let's talk about my moments of the year, my favorite songs of the year, my favorite albums of the year, my favorite movies of the year, my favorite local music moments of the year. I'll start off with this one on my top 3 songs list. And this is of the entire year that I've listened to this year. It doesn't mean it had to have released this year. Most of them have released this year. These are just songs that I had in my playlist and was playing in a fuck ton. I'm going to start off, and this is in no particular order here, but Mona Lisa from Dominic Fike off the Spider-Verse movie. Man, the minute I heard it, I was in love with it. I'm a fan of good pop music, not cliche, overdone, overfed pop music. I like stuff that's a little creative and, fun, makes you feel bubbly when you're listening to it. That song when I watched that movie and I saw them swinging the animated Miles Morales and fucking Gwen Stacy swinging through New York, and Dominic Fike is just serenading in the background. It's just beautiful, man. And it's a fun moment. My bad, I keep touching my hair. It's so fucking curly today, bro. But, Mona Lisa is definitely in my top 3 songs of the year. It's just a great song. Feels good. Very bubbly. Gets me out of my rap element, too. That way I'm not just only fucking listening to rap. My Eyes by Travis Scott is another one that comes to mind. I played, when that Utopia album came out, I played the fucking shit out of that song specifically. Everyone else was gassing up Fiend, and Fiend is great. The whole album I still fucking love. But to me, the one standout song is the one that was his most vulnerable to me, and that was My Eyes. And I feel like that was him, like, letting it bleed. I like when artists let it bleed, so let it fucking bleed, man. Please keep letting it bleed. That's a problem with hip-hop currently, is we're not letting it bleed enough. Like, and I'm not saying we can't make ratchet shit. I'm not saying we can't make fucking turned up shit or whatever, melodic shit, whatever. Just let it bleed. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. I don't give a fuck what else happens with it. Just let it fucking bleed. And, he did that on that song. I thought it was really dope. Production's incredible. Beat switch is crazy. A lot of people were impartial to the beginning part of the song where it's like him singing these like Frank Ocean-y kind of melodies over this Frank Ocean sample loop sounding like, it sounds like something that Frank Ocean would hop on, because I think the producer on it, if I'm correct, I'm probably wrong, but if I'm correct, he produced on Blonde. So that's why it's kind of got that Blonde sound on the first half. And then the second half is this ethereal space trap beat. And Travis is just delivering. 100%. The fucking mailman. I wish I would have got tickets for the fucking show in Kansas City. Actually, it was kind of funny, the wedding that I was at that weekend, because I was at Hannah's best friend, Rachel, and Otto's wedding, which was a fucking blast. It was such a fun time. But we were going back to our hotel, and there were people coming in from the Travis Scott show. I was like, oh shit, I was about to buy tickets for that show that night. But either way, La Flame killed it this year, and I love My Eyes. Another song that comes to mind for me is Back on 74 by Jungle. It's like an electronic, electronic band from the UK, I guess. And I wasn't really familiar with their stuff until TikTok kind of brought it to the light. And I know I hate being the guy who's like, oh, well, I found that one on TikTok. But sometimes you get exposed to shit how you get exposed to it. And, I was watching all these edits that people were doing, and it was like the choreographed music videos that they do are fucking incredible. I admire that shit. My best friend growing up, David, he's a dancer. So when I see people, I admire people who can dance. I really can appreciate it, because you know why? Take a guess. I can't fucking dance. So when I see people who can break that shit down, I appreciate it, man. And do it so fluidly. Match the music, parallel the music. It's beautiful. The body is just as much an instrument as anything else. And instruments doesn't have to be necessarily something that gives you audio stimulation. It could be a visual instrument is basically what dancing is. Anyway, that was a big part of me hopping on the bandwagon for that song. And then I started listening. I was just seeing these clips on TikTok of this, what's his name? Will West. He's like the lead dancer dude who was hitting that shit, a little flexing and stuff. It was hard, bro. In rhythm and fucking in a pocket, matches the song. And I would listen to the song in my car after that and everywhere else. And it's become one of my favorite songs. I'll be fucking in the house singing that shit while I'm cooking. And then I listen to their album, and their album is fucking incredible. And man, it's there. I'm a producer too, outside of just a rapper. And I really can appreciate some cool ass, interesting, different music, something that gets me out of my element, and that does. So, Back on 74, those are probably my top 3 songs I'd say of the year: Mona Lisa, My Eyes, and Back on 74 by Jungle. But an honorable mention, I'm gonna slide it in there. Didn't release this year. Matter of fact, I think it released in the 70s. But I got it from the Spider-Man 2 game, doing this mission for this guy, Howard, which is, I'm not even going to get into it. I'll fucking cry. It's the saddest mission ever. And it's beautiful. It's poetic. But it's this song that plays in the background called Seabird by the Alessi Brothers, and it's fucking oldies gold. Like, I fucking love that shit. Been playing it every day. Just puts me in a good mood. And, you know, I'm jamming with it. So, anyway, that's an honorable mention. But my top three are Mona Lisa, My Eyes, Back on 74. And it's changed all throughout the year. It'll probably change next week. But for me, cumulative, those are my three favorite songs that came out this year. Honorable mention Seabird and Kitchen Lights by West Side Gun. That sample is fucking golden. I love that shit. And I need a Stove God Cooks West Side Gun collab album. Where the fuck is that shit at? We need that. And let, like, Big Al produce that shit. Or, like, find a way to get Madlib. That'd be an interesting fucking collab. I don't know. With that being said, those are my top three songs. Honorable mention songs. I'm going to move right into my top album of the year. And it changes, man. It always changes. At the beginning of the year, I loved Yachty's album. Felt like a homage to like some Pink Floyd shit. And it's, you know, it was a nice left turn. I like a good artistic left turn for rap artists specifically, because rap can get really fucking redundant if you just do the treadmill shit with it and you just do the same thing every fucking time. And Yachty really broke it up with that. I fucking love the album. I can't think of the fucking name of it, but it had like the AI cover with the faces all fucking crazy. I loved it. Another album that really fucking hit with me, bro. These are probably my top two right here. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'd say really it's a tie for me. It's a two-way tie. And these are just the albums that I've listened to the most. Obviously, I'm a big Travis Scott fanboy, so Utopia is my, by a country mile, favorite rap album that came out this year, in my opinion. Like, I just thought it was really creative, and I loved Yeezus, so it was like a Yeezus 2.0 kind of thing. The features were really fun. It felt like Travis made another classic, in my opinion. He continues to be on this fucking insane album run. One of the greatest that we've ever seen in the rap world, at least. And I loved it. I mean, the whole album, top to bottom, felt like a show. Modern Jam is such a, like, weird song that, like, it'll grab your ears. I love Tizo Touchdown. He's like the trap Freddie Mercury. And like fucking the features on the album, like I said, are off the chain. Drake gives you one of the best Drake features ever. I love that. And then the TIE Fighter sample in the background of it. What the fuck is the name of the song? Oh my God, I can't even think of it. But either way, Thank God, another great song. You get the little Stormy feature in there, super wholesome. The beat's crazy, beat switch, anything with some strings, like orchestra strings. It's like orchestra fucking strings and a trap beat. Oh, I eat that shit up. That's my favorite shit. I think Kanye and Kid Cudi kind of got me onto that shit, because they always use a lot of orchestra and strings in like their earlier works, and even some of their modern stuff. More Kanye on his modern stuff. I feel like he dabbles with a lot of like natural style instrumentation through sampling and stuff. Fuck, man. And anyway, Utopia to me is tied with Volcano, the Jungle album, which I've recently got into. I've listened to everything through that fucking album. I love it. That shit is creative. That is like old school innovation, because it sounds like some oldies records that are like modernized. I love that shit. A lot of artists try to do it these days, and I don't think a lot of people can nail it. I think it's more rare than we think. A lot of the media outlets will be quick to tell you that this guy dropped the new Strokes album, and this guy is the new version of this guy, and this chick's the new version of that. And it's like everyone's just trying too hard to label people as the future something, when some people just do it. To me, I think Jungle's album Volcano nailed that shit, paired with the incredible choreographed music video visuals. Like, it's just music video visuals. That's a funny phrase there. Anyway, I loved it. Volcano's a great album. It just makes me feel good. It feels like a disco electronic, like disco modern. Like, that's probably what I'd call it, disco modern. Like, if that's a genre for it. it makes me want to dance, and it makes me feel good when I'm cleaning my house or cooking. So, you know, you got to have an album for that. And I've been playing a lot of different shit this year, but those are the two albums that keep recurring for me and keep finding their way into my fucking playlist. And I end up finding a new song that I like from those albums every once in a while. Like, you know, I'm not always listening, because I work on my music, so I got to listen to my shit too. I listen to my shit probably more than I listen to anyone else's shit. But when I'm listening to that stuff, you know, like the stuff outside of my world that I'm creating, those albums kept coming up. Utopia and Volcano. And I think if you haven't heard them, you need to listen. You need to sit down and give them a chance. Don't let narratives direct you on how to listen to things or what things to listen to. Just listen to things that you like. And, you know, if you don't like what I'm giving you, then don't listen to it. But I'm just trying to be nice and suggest stuff that covers my palate. And I think I have a pretty fucking cool palate. So if you fuck with it and you fuck with me, show me some fucking love. Man, I'm going to jump into my last top list before my break, because, you know, we need a break. You know this camera be fucking up. I'm ordering a new one. We're going to get some stuff done over the holidays. New computer, upgrade the whole system. We going crazy with it. But my final top list here, before we jump back into it after the break, is my top fucking video game of the year, bro. Because I had to transition the Seabird honorable mention for this one. My top video game for this year is, it's probably a 3-way tie, but I'm going to give Spider-Man 2 the edge. I'm going to say Spider-Man 2 is number 1, and then it's 2A, 2B for these, and these are just because I love the franchises. Mortal Kombat 1 is fucking nasty, boy. That shit is hard. Are you kidding me? Like, these are, to me, it's like a soft reboot of all the Mortal Kombat games, and it's done wonderfully. And Liu Kang is just a fucking boss. And we've revived the love for Johnny Cage with this one. All the TikToks with the International Love, the Chris Brown song in the background, that whole trend was great. I ate that shit up. And fucking, they made Sindel fire, straight baddie. Like, probably the baddest chick in the game. Her and Katana. I thought Sindel was badder, personally, but they did her justice. And to me, the only weak character in that game, if I had to knock it, was General Shao. I didn't like the look. I thought it was kind of weird. I missed the fucking horns and the face mask shit that he had on. Havoc's a fucking animal. And they did Reptile the most justice ever. I fucking ate it up. My other game that's tied with that at 2A and 2B is Super Mario Wonder. I'm going to go ahead and slide with this one, man. Like, it's simple. It's a 2D fucking Mario game, but it's the new modernized 2D Mario game. It's fucking great. Like, it's so much fun. The music, the soundtrack, the reanimation of it. It's sad that Charles Martinet or whatever couldn't do the voice, but the guy who voiced Mario and Luigi, I've only played with Luigi. That's always who I play with. Luigi is the boy. But I haven't got to play with Peach, Daisy, the Toads, or I'm not going to play with Nabbit or the Yoshis just because they're easy. And this game's fun. I'm just going to get back to it, man. You literally just, you got to play it, and you got to almost have a childhood mindset when you're going in with it. Don't be thinking like with your imagination shut off. It's so cute and it's so fun. All the little I think I found out on the level I'm playing today, it's on the magma bog, so it's like a hot level. There's little corn kernels that turn into popcorn, bro. They're your enemies, but it's so fucking cute. I just love it. And then the singing piranha plants, iconic Mario moment, unforgettable. I fucking ate it up. I'm still not done with the game. I gotta finish it, but for right now, that's tied for second place. And number 1 is Spider-Man fucking 2, bro. Get the fuck out of here. No diss to Xbox fans, but I'm about to flame y'all. Like, bro, I had Xbox fans trying to hit me up about Battlefield and all this shit, and I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens, bro. I don't really care about the Game of the Year contest. I just like to play what I like. But when people were ragging on Spider-Man, even the Tears of the Kingdom fans, like, y'all were all fucking trying to dog Bro, Spider-Man is fucking incredible. Like, One of the best storylines ever. It felt so much fun playing. I do say I will agree with some of the people when they say it's a little short. And I wouldn't even say it's like short. I just think I want more of the fucking game. Like, it was so much fun. And the differences with Miles and Peter, the suits you get are fucking awesome. You get a little Wolverine suit for Miles. It's my favorite one. And then my favorite suit for Peter is probably the Amazing 2 suit from Amazing Spider-Man. Iconic. One of my favorite suits ever. And the white Antioch suit is badass. But this is the best representation of Venom ever. Like, ever. Like, sorry, Tom Hardy. Sorry, 90s cartoons. Sorry, even the comics. They made Venom perfect. The perfect, like, tether between evil and good. And it was fantastic. He was a menace. Kraven, it made me have such a bigger respect for Kraven as a bad guy in Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. I ate it up. The way you travel through the cities are bigger. You get a whole nother borough of New York to go through. There's tons of side quests that are fun. The Howard mission will rip your fucking heart out. I will vouch for this game. I'm probably sounding so fucking biased because I'm a PS5 guy, but I loved it. I think that it's the best video game that I've played in the past. Like, I don't know, man, because I love the new God of War, but probably since the 2018 God of War, this game was, or even the most recent Spider-Man. Those are all my 3 favorite games that I played on the PlayStation, really. Like, it's incredible. Anyway, Spider-Man 2, my game of the year, 2A, 2B, MK1, and Super Mario Wonder. Hogwarts Legacy was fun, but I kind of lost my flame for it after a while. With that being said, I could talk your fucking ear off about games all fucking day. One day we're going to do a little Twitch stream. We'll have some fun with that shit. Someone's got to help me out with that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I would love to get into Twitch streaming. With that being said, though, I need a break. The camera needs a break. You probably need a break. We're going to preview some new music, too. It's the song called Museums. It's coming out next week, technically, based on when I'm dropping this podcast. So, and it's a song about my beautiful wife, Hannah, so, and our relationship and the cute, simple part of it. So, like, you know, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back after the break. How about that? Remember Buddha TV? We'll be right back.
PM to the AM, AM to the PM. Damn, I got my girl now, I don't need the DMs. People point at me saying they wish they could be him. She is do not touch, she belongs at museums. I got it made, I keep her paid. She keep me late, she keep me late, I got it made, I keep her paid. She keep me late, she keep me late, Without you I'm lost, it's why I stay cautious. Gentle with everything, a flower in my gardens. Perfect in every way, polished Doc Martens. A smile that can make my day better, lost nonsense. A queen that is in a world full of peasants. Open up the future in a world full of presents. Time slow down when it is.
All right, y'all, we are back. Had to hit the little smoky smoke break. Still smoking that headphones jam stuff that I had when I had so-and-so on. And I bought some other stuff called Ecto Cookies, and I mixed them both into a joint, and it was wonderful. So I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good, too. You don't necessarily have to smoke weed to feel good. It's just what I do and what I choose to do. So let's carry on. This is the whole 2023 recap episode, basically. And, you know, we're just recapping my favorite moments, my favorite songs, my favorite albums, my favorite movies, this, that, whatever the fuck. So let's jump right back into it here. I want to talk about my favorite movie of the year. It's kind of like same thing. I'll give you like probably three names, probably a tie with one of these motherfuckers. But for me, oh man, there's been a lot of good movies that came out this year, in my opinion. I really enjoyed Oppenheimer, even though it was a pretty slow one. Barbie was cute. It was fun. I loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. That's like probably in my top 3. I'd probably put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3. I know it's a fucking children's movie, but I ate that shit up. Oh, it was so good. The voice acting they picked for it was great, and they made this is the first movie you get to see the turtles like be like kids. And I loved Jackie Chan as Master Splinter, and there's a little post-credit scene. And I'm gonna spoil it. I don't care if you haven't seen it. It's too fucking late. Go watch the movie. Shredder is at the end of the movie and at the post-credits, and I'm like, oh boy, bring Shredder in, make this a trilogy. I will eat it up. The animation is great. It's in that Spider-Verse style animation. It's probably number 3 for me is the Ninja Turtles movie. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie. The shit fucking made me cry. I love like big animal guy, so like anything where you see it was kind of like a shout out to animal cruelty in a sense. Maybe not shout out, but like a metaphor for animal cruelty. That movie, like it was sad. It really broke my fucking heart, and it gives Rocket such a good story to follow and be a part of. I don't know. It might be in my top 3. But number 1 for me, man, and it's cliche because I'm a comic book fan. I'm a humongous Spider-Man fan. I love Spidey. The Across the Spider-Verse movie is so fucking good, and Metro Boomin on the soundtrack. He even gets a line in the fucking movie. Like, I love it's got some St. Louis influence in there. And at the end, the opening credits record is the one with Royce and A$AP Rocky. And if I remember correctly, I have performed at the same venue with Royce like twice in St. Louis, which I think that's fucking cool to be somewhat connected in that sense. But that movie's just amazing. Great storyline. Probably my favorite animated movie I've ever seen. There's a few that are really close, but I would actually give that one the win. And I love Aladdin. Aladdin's probably one of my favorites from fucking Disney, but Across the Spider-Verse is number 1 in my heart. It's great. Probably the best comic book movie I've ever seen, too. I'm excited to see what they do with the trilogy. The Beyond the Spider-Verse movie needs to come out fucking now. Like, I can't wait for that shit. And now that it's out on Netflix, I've rewatched it a few times, and it's just so damn good, man. And it even ages like fine wine. It really establishes Miles Morales as like a Spider-Man and not like a sidekick Spider-Man. Like, he gets his story, and they get it well, and they've built upon that. I'm excited to see where they take it. So my favorite movie this year is Across the Spider-Verse. You can go whatever way you want about that. I'm not some like fucking... I do watch my artsy-fartsy movies, but I'm not like the artsy-fartsy movie buff who's going to be the guy like who's like, Oppenheimer is my favorite movie of the year. Which Oppenheimer was great. I loved it. I thought Cillian Murphy if he don't win an Oscar for that shit, bro, boy, y'all fucking up. Big fucking time. That shit is so good. Long, lots of dialogue, but I can digest good dialogue if it's a Christopher Nolan film. And anything Christopher, it's another classic in the Christopher Nolan catalog. Yeah, I'd say Across the Spider-Verse, genuinely, I had the best movie experience seeing that movie. I feel like, and all these I go to the theaters to see. I don't watch this shit at home. I did watch Five Nights at Freddy's at home. I actually enjoyed that. I've never played the game. I love the lore. I'm probably going to buy the game and fucking give it a shot. It's only like $7 on the Switch. Why not? Just run it up real quick and, I don't know, get some scares and shit in. It just seems like a fun game, and I like the concept. I like the lore. The movie was solid. I love Matthew Lillard. Josh Hutcherson does a really good job. I forgot the girl who plays Vanessa. She does a good job, too. The movie is just, it's fun, I'm not like a big FNAF super fan, but I enjoyed it. But anyway, my 3 favorite movies probably were, I'd probably put Oppenheimer 2. I'd probably put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. And then number 1, I'm going to give it to Across the Spider-Verse. And then honorable mention, Guardians of the Galaxy. Those movies just moved me the most this year. I cried watching Guardians of the Galaxy. I fucking had so much enjoyment watching Across the Spider-Verse. I felt like little fucking 9-year-old Buddha and, you know, reading comics at the fantasy shop in Kirkwood and, you know, learn more about the Spider-Man lore. And it just happened to be deeper when I'm in my fucking 30s and I'm 31 and that shit's just heavy, man. So anyway, best movie, go watch it. Cross the Spider-Verse. If you got Netflix, it's free. So watch that shit. After that, man, you know, I've talked about a lot of the outer world favorites of the mainstream media and, you know, what people are talking about. I'm going to talk about something that really is only being talked about in St. Louis, at least for right now. Probably is being talked about more regionally, but, like, I want to talk about some of my favorite, like, St. Louis music moments this year. You know, one of them for me, and I feel like, you know, it was just a very heavy moment, but it was so powerful. Me and my buddy Brandon, we went to go watch Root Mod play at the winery, at the City Winery at City Foundry. And it was like a week or two after Daniel and Bianca's dad passed. And I grew up with them and, like, you know, their dad was a big influence on me and my music stuff too. And, like, I could only imagine how they felt. Like, you know, they're some strong ass human beings though, and they know how to get the job done and put on a fucking wonderful fucking show. Like, they were up there killing it that night. That was like one of the most powerful music moments I've witnessed in St. Louis. It was so cool to really be like front center watching it happen, man. And they crushed it. They've been killing it all year. Shout out to Root Mod. You guys keep doing what the fuck you're doing. You know, I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm really proud of what the city is seeing you do. So continue that roll on. Like, just keep that shit going. Y'all are amazing. All of you. Every single fucking one of you. Peter, Thomas, Bianca, Daniel. I'm trying to keep up with all the names. Robert, Sean. You guys are all fucking dope. Brady Lewis and I can't keep up with everybody. MC Trey, BB, fuck. y'all got the whole squad with you, man. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep doing that shit. It's beautiful to see. Another favorite St. Louis music moment for me this year was seeing my very close, this is going to be a lot of my close friends having this happen, and they kind of deserve some lighting to be talked about. So my homie Byron Goof, House Party, I know him by many names. Y'all probably know him by House Party now, but he released his long-awaited project. He hasn't released a project in a hot minute, and it was just good to see him get his feet wet and do this shit again, because he is so fucking talented, and I think that he can, you know, the world is his if he wants it to be. Like, you know, it's just, he's just got to give the people the music, man. I'll listen all day to that shit. It's fire. Like, one of the most talented, might be the most talented artist I've ever fucking met. Dude can sing, dude can rap, dude can write fucking pop songs, bangers. Oh, it's fire. And little Easter egg, we might be working on a Wave Gods 3, which if you know us and you know me and you know him, you know that we have dropped collab projects. Ooh, shit, I'm so excited, I'm punching the mic. We have dropped collab projects called Wave Gods, and this will be the trilogy. This will be the third one. We've been working on some stuff. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully we can get it to you sooner than later. But with that being said, I'm proud of my homeboy House Party for really putting on and releasing a great project. It's fucking dope. Canned Soda's a banger. Can't Trust 'Em. Fuck, man. There's just a lot of fucking good songs on the album. I'm on the album. I'm on the second track, not the intro, but the one after, I think. Man, it's just something you need to go and listen to, something you need to go and tap into. But I'm super proud of him getting his feet wet and getting back into it, because St. Louis needs to have their eyes on a guy like him, and they need to pay attention. And the same goes for Root Mod. The eyes are on Root Mod, and they need to continue to stay there. You know, these are people that I think are very talented and do some really cool shit and really break it down. And I'm going to get a little selfish here and talk about myself on this one, but one of my favorite St. Louis music moments for me this year was that I got to open up for Styles P earlier this year, and I thought that, man, that's to me that's crazy. Like I opened up for Smoke DZA about 3 or 4 months before that, and I thought that was a really cool one too, because I used to listen to Smoke DZA a bunch when I was in college and like high school, and you know, being able to perform on the same stage with him was crazy. But then doing the same with Styles P, are you fucking kidding me? A member of the Lox, bro? Like, that's nuts. That's a legendary hip-hop group. I literally got to perform on the same stage as a legend. And, you know, I felt like I crushed the performance. I had a great time. I always love performing. It feels good. Gets to really let my music speak through me and speak through my body other than just my mouth. And, you know, I had a great time. It was down in Springfield, so it's always nice to travel to perform. And, you know, it just, even if it's in state, it just feels good to get out of St. Louis and do some shit. And then one more favorite moment. This is another one from me. I gotta bring this shit up, man, because fucking who else is gonna talk about it, right? The fact that I got to be a headliner for Paint Lewis this year was fucking huge. I thought that was so cool. And on the same weekend that Souls of Mischief was like, I mean, they were the headliner of Saturday, and then I was basically the headliner of the Friday. For Paint Lewis, and you know, just being thought of to be put in a scenario like that, in a sense, you know, it feels cool, and you know, the respect is there from my boy so and so, and you know, he's the one who always gets me in these shows for Paint Lewis, and you know, it's been a blast every fucking year, and to finally see my name like up, kind of rising up towards the later performance times, because you know that's kind of what you look for as an artist, is you rather perform later than earlier when the crowd's still like, you almost want a middle time, genuinely, because that's when the crowd's still there when you're doing like a showcase. They're like still hanging out and whatever, but it was great, man. I had a fucking blast. Paint Lewis is so much fun. That was one of my favorite moments this year. And releasing a lot of the fucking music I got to get out. I finally dropped Bass Back. That's a song that people really wanted to hear. We threw a buck wild ass house party at my old house and had the craziest performance of a lifetime. It was one of my favorite fucking shows ever, probably my favorite show ever, and we did it all ourselves and rented fucking equipment from Guitar Center and threw a buck wild ass fucking show, like 70 plus something people in the house, and cops come, they leave, we still get the show going. Like, it was a blast, man. But either way, that being said, those are some of my favorite music moments. Giving myself a platform too, like, you know, I feel like I got a lot to share with the people, and I think it's time that everyone's fucking sits down and listens up, you know. So with all that being said, I'm going to finalize this with my top 3 moments of the year. These aren't just music moments. These are just my top 3 favorite things that happened to me and happened in general in the year. You know, it's been great doing this podcast, man. It's been so much fun. So I'm going to start off with number 3. Starting this podcast, you know, that's probably one of my favorite moments this year. I didn't think I'd have an outlet to share shit like this, other than just rapping and performing and singing and whatever. And, you know, not everyone's listening to my songs. You know, I'm not popping like that yet. We're going to get there. We will get there. I promise you that. But, like, we aren't there yet. And I want people to be able to listen to what I am and who I am and understand who I am, because I feel like the music I make, you need to know who I am to understand why it is the way it is. So that's what I'm doing with this podcast, and I'm so happy I got to have this avenue to bring my friends on too, and put on for like musical acts and artists and people of all, you know, different fucking occupations coming through and talking about what they do. That's what I want this to be. You know, I want it to be a platform for us to have fun, talk about yourself, share yourself, just like when it's on a solo episode, I'm talking about myself, and I'm sharing myself. So, you know, I'm grateful for this, man. And the followers, everyone, please keep it up. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. And I also want to tie in with starting the podcast, working on this new album as another one of my favorite moments of the year. I have been working on some beautiful fucking shit, and I really think that it's special to me, at least, you know, and I hope that whenever you get the chance to hear it, possibly in the next year, that it'll be special to you and you'll fucking enjoy it, man. I'm pouring my fucking heart into this one, and I think it's the most vulnerable and least amount of walls I've had put up recording an album ever. So I hope that you're ready for it, and I hope you're excited. My number 2, I guess, top 3 moments of the year is moving into this house. Fuck. I was at my parents' house after we got booted out our last house, and you know, I was at my parents' house for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and I love my parents to death, but I was just getting sick of it, man. I couldn't do it. I am someone who needs his freedom. I'm someone who needs free reign to do whatever the fuck I need to do. And, you know, I can't shoot a podcast in my parents' basement. I probably could. Wouldn't be as cool. Wouldn't be as fun. I wouldn't be able to have the freedom to bring whoever the fuck I want over whenever. Like, I have my studio back too. I had to move all my studio equipment into my old bedroom, and you know, I can make that work. A lot of this, actually, there's like 3 songs on the album that I recorded in that bedroom. But beyond that, I felt like when I got in here and I had this studio set up, I was making the best fucking music of my life, because it was like a long awaited, like, thing I had to get off and, like, you know, just let all this shit out and let it feel like I wasn't like, you have to almost walk on eggshells if you're recording at your parents' house, right? Like, you don't want to say some fucked up shit out loud and they're knocking on the door. What are you talking about that for? Or whatever. And I'm like fucking 31. Like, bro, no. I guess technically like 29, 30 at the time. But, you know, it feels a lot better to have the freedom here. My wife accepts that I do this shit. And, you know, I couldn't be more grateful for that too. You know, because there's a lot of people out there who would not be cool with this shit. And someone trying to do this shit. But, you know, I'm not trying to do it. I am doing it. I genuinely believe that. And we will get there. So, with that being said, man, you know, I'm grateful for the Travis family to let us move into Grandma Dot's house. I mean, this is a beautiful home, especially for what we turned it into. It's so cozy here, and I feel like I have a home now. Like, I feel like I'm somewhere where I'm stable and comfortable and don't feel scared and feel secure. Like, it's just nice. Feels really good. And, you know, having your own space is so important, man. So, anyway, moving into this house, I'm very grateful for it. That's one of my top moments of the year. And number 1, you probably saw this one fucking coming, if you know what I had going on. Obviously, I got fucking married this year. Number 1 moment of the year was getting fucking married, bro. Like, I can't explain it. Like, the whole day was just a blur. They're not lying when they say it's like you start the day and it's over. Like, bro, it felt like 10 seconds. Like, because you just keep moving and going and doing stuff. So I tried my best to be as present as possible. And, like, the one moment that I was the most present was seeing her walk down the aisle. Like, literally, I looked and I see just the outline of her and her dad, like, in the back of the church, and I just started bawling, bro. Like, I couldn't handle it. Like, and the priest is like, it's gonna be all right. I'm like, I know it's gonna be all right, dude. I'm just fucked up right now. Like, this is fucking me up. This is a big moment in my life. Like, and, you know, I couldn't turn around and tell the priest, hey, motherfucker, this shit's crazy. Calm down. Nah, hey, shout out Father Bob, real one. But it was a beautiful day, man. The weather was perfect. That's the whole reason we picked October 7th for it. And, you know, I had all the people that really cared about me and really loved me there. And, you know, it's overwhelming how special that shit is. I know it's cliche. And, you know, you got the DJ playing all the music you want. And then I got to perform because I was fucking drunk as shit towards the end of the night. I'm so weird about performing, man. Like, I love performing for a random group of people or like my friends and shit. But if I got my family there, I'm like, I just don't know if they understand what my music is. Like, so it's just, Feels weird, but I had a blast. Smoking cigars with all my good friends out in the fucking back, obviously smoking some weed, eating some edibles. I was tanked, but I didn't black out, which was the goal. And, you know, I enjoyed myself so much. It seemed like a lot of people really enjoyed themselves. The food was delicious. Our cake was a Bananas Foster cake. So fucking good. If you like banana flavored shit like me, shout out Bananas. Keep it real. So, you know, and I got to the most important part of it all, man. I got to fucking marry my best friend. And we get to fucking be married and do this life shit together. And it's fucking crazy. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people understand the weight of that. You know, that's heavy. And it feels good, though, because that's a weight you want to carry. But it's beautiful, man. And she looked incredible. I mean, it was just straight out of a fucking Disney movie. Like, it was beautiful. Herself, the day, my friends, my family. Anyway, my top moment of the year, before I keep babbling on about it, I won't shut the fuck up about it. And let me hear, before I shut the fuck up about it, let me tell you a story. My brother, who is the best man, lost the rings, bro. We're in the Uber on the way to the church, and, you know, I guess they fell out of his pocket because we scrambled getting the beer out to get it onto the party bus. And he comes up and he grabs my arm when I'm walking down the aisle. He's like, hey, Bood, just so you know, like, I lost the rings, but we're getting them back right now. I'm like, what? I'm like, we're walking down the fucking aisle. Like, this is the time. We need the rings. I need to know that we got them, bro. Like, but then he was nice enough, and his sister-in-law, my sister-in-law, Liz, offered up their rings to use for the ceremony. So we got to use their rings, and my fingers are a little bigger than my brother's, but Liz's and Hannah's fingers kind of fit. So, like, he comes up and he goes up to me and Hannah, and he's like, one of these rings isn't going to fit right. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I put the ring on Hannah, and, you know, it looks similar to the one she has, her wedding band. And so she didn't think much of it. And then she puts the ring on my finger, and then she's like looking at it, and I'm like feeling it. It got to my first knuckle. I'm like, oh no, she knows. And then Father Bob was like, did he tell you about the rings? I'm like, oh God, man, y'all gotta let me talk about this shit. We'll figure it out. Like, but regardless, the day went incredible. The Uber came back. Oh my God, my grandpa, I guess, threw some money at Liz and my brother, and then they went and got the Uber, paid her extra and a tip or some shit, got the rings back, and we got the rings back. We got them blessed. We're good. Bow, got it on the finger, as you see. So, you know, anyway, our marriage was my top moment of the year. So I hope y'all had a great time watching this podcast this year. We're going to be coming back next year stronger, more to talk about, more to share, newer interviews, newer artists, you name it. I promise you that we are not stopping. I promise you that the fucking brick is on the pedal, and I'm not going to put it on the brake ever. So just please stay tapped into what we're doing. Got a lot of music coming out. Museums will be dropping next week from when this fucking podcast drops. Tap in, listen to that one when I drop it. Spotify, wherever. Fun, cute, little warm, Christmassy winter couples song. Like, you'll enjoy it. I think it's, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's cute and fun. Like, kind of out of my element, too. Like, I get to really, like, be vulnerable and talk about my relationship with Hannah a little bit on the song. And, you know, I hope y'all enjoy it. So, with that being said, I love you all. It's been a great 2023. Let's go into 2024, our Kobe year, with a fucking Mamba mentality and that mindset. Get it. Take it over. It's yours. It's yours. Now, I'm going to make sure that you know this too. Don't change the channel. Remember Buddha TV. We are out.